Welcome back. I'm Ted Thomas, and in this episode, how to buy tax lien certificates in Georgia. I'm also going to give you some inside tips on how to make money on those Georgia tax lien certificates. At the end of the lesson, I'll give you a few things that you want to avoid. Okay, so let's talk about tax lien certificates in Georgia, which there is no such thing. What really happens in Georgia is they sell what's called a redeemable deed. So that means when you go to the auction, you're going to raise your hand, and you're actually going to bid, and you're going to get the deed to the property. Now, the deed to the property is redeemable. In other words, the property owner can come back and redeem that deed. So in Georgia, you do not get possession of the property. So let me say that again. You raise your hand, you're going to get the deed to the property if you're the winning bidder. However, it's redeemable deed, and the property owner can come back and redeem that deed anytime for 1 year. Now, when I say they come back, they've never really left the property. Okay, so they can redeem and pay you back anytime within 1 year. The minimum payment is 20%. So if they came back and redeemed it the next day, they have to give you back all your money plus 20%. If the certificate stays outstanding, the redeemable deed is outstanding for 366 days, then you'll earn 30%. So let me just do this over again, make sure you got it. At first it sounds confusing, but this is a nice, simple system that really works for the people in Georgia and any of us that want to go there and bid. So the state, at the county level, does not sell tax lien certificates, and they do not sell just plain tax deeds. What they do is they sell a redeemable deed. That means the property owner can come in anytime, pay you back whatever you paid, but they have to give you a 20% penalty. Now, folks, this is a powerful rate of return. 20% no matter what you do in the first year. If it goes to the second year, day 366, you make a minimum of 30%. Now, folks, I don't make the rules. I'm just going to explain the system to you. So here's what happens. If a property goes into default, the local county will put the property in default for lack of payment. When it's in default, if you come along and pay the taxes on that property, you're going to get a redeemable deed. That means the property owner is not going to vacate the property. You're just going to get a piece of paper, very much like getting a tax lien. Now you own that piece of paper. Now this is powerful and it's exciting. So any day the property owner comes in to pay, day 5, day 25, day 250, whatever day they come in to pay, they have to give you back all your investment plus a minimum of 20%. If it goes into the second year, day 366, they have to give you 30%. All right, so all of the delinquent properties are auctioned in Georgia. Now, Georgia has 159 counties. That means they're authorized to have 159 auctions every single month. So what I'm saying to you, if this is your first exposure to this, you don't have enough life left to go to just the auctions in Georgia. All right, these are redeemable tax deeds that they're selling, okay? Those redeemable tax deeds could stay out 1 year. In the first year, you get 20%. If you own it in the second year, you get 30%. If you own it in the third year, you get 40%. If you own it in the fifth year, you get 50%. All right, now after the first year, if you own a redeemable deed, you can take action and go ahead and foreclose on the property. If you're my client, I'm going to tell you, do not even worry about that. Buy the certificate and let it roll at least into the second year, day 366, and you'd earn 30%. All right, now what's really going on here? Well, the local county has a problem. Now, there's a lot of local counties in Georgia. I don't have time to show you a picture of a map, but there's 159 unique counties in the state of Georgia. Every one of them has the same problem. What's the problem? They have to pay for the school teachers. They have to pay to fix the roads. They have to take care of the buildings. They have to pay the police. They have to pay the fire department. So they are going to charge property taxes, as all counties in the United States do. And if people don't pay, what's going to happen is you can go to the auction. Every county is authorized to have an auction every month. So think about that. 159 auctions, there's no way you're going to get to all of them. So all of those counties are going to sell a redeemable tax deed. All right, now after the first year, if the property owner doesn't come in and pay, well, then that's your opportunity. You could go ahead and foreclose and force them either out of the property or to pay you. It's going to be one or the other. Now, Georgia has some really large counties. They have probably 8 million people in the state: Fulton County, Gwinnett County, Cobb County, all that area that's metro Atlanta. You're going to find a lot of properties there that are going to go into default. Now, most states wipe out the mortgage. That simply means that when the auction takes place, the mortgage is deleted from the property. It's wiped out regarding the property, but the property owner still has that mortgage to pay. So a mortgage isn't wiped out regarding the person. The person still owes the mortgage. They're the signatory to the mortgage, so that simply means they still owe it. But as far as you're concerned, when you're buying, the mortgage is wiped out in most states. Not so in Georgia. The mortgage stays with the property. It's still an active mortgage, and you'll have to start paying that mortgage. All right, so here's the good part. Good part is you make a minimum of 20%. The bad part is the mortgage stays on the property. So keep those two items in the back of your mind. All right, so this lesson is all about how to buy tax lien certificates in Georgia. They don't sell tax lien certificates in Georgia. They sell a redeemable tax deed, which the minimum payment in the first year is 20%. The subsequent year is 30%, then 40%, and then 50%. Georgia doesn't have mortgages. What they have is a promissory note, but they call it a security deed. It acts just like a mortgage, but it's going to stay on the property. So let's repeat those rates of return. This is a powerful rates of return. Now, there's 5 different penalty states, and I'll have classes on every one of them, but Georgia's number one. It'll have 20%. If you did it in Texas, you'd find it's 25%. You're getting the idea. So when you're bidding at an auction, you need to know what the value of that property is. So you need to learn how to evaluate the property, know what it is, because if you bid too high, now what are you going to do with it? You won't be able to sell it. You spend too much money. So auctions require that you learn how to evaluate, you learn how to be a bargain hunter, you learn how to buy it low. And in my school, where I teach people, I want you to buy it low, and then I want you to sell it low. In other words, I want you to buy it and then quickly sell it and make a profit so you don't have to hang around and do all that fix-up work. Am I negative on fix-up? Yes, because it costs you a lot of money and it takes a lot of time. Now, if you're a fixer-upper guy and you're watching me right now, you're saying, oh, Ted, I know how to do all that. But most of my clients don't. Most of my clients are 45 to 105. They got this gray hair. They're really investors. So I teach it from an investor standpoint. So my strategy always is buy low, sell low, and do it fast. Okay, there's 5 other states that do it, and I'm going to have classes on each one of them. But another one you want to know about is Texas. I won't repeat all the other ones right now, but there's 5 states that have redeemable tax deeds. Texas and Georgia are the most popular. Do we have auction classes? Well, absolutely we have auction. We have classes on everything. We have basic classes on tax liens and tax deeds, courses where you can actually go to the auction with one of our coaches. We have a coaching system. We have the best coaching in the world. How can I say that? Because our coaches are all 60 years old. They've all been doing it for at least 10 years. Our coaches have purchased and resold over 200 tax defaulted properties. There is no group in the world that's purchased 200 tax defaulted properties and resold them. No group in the world that I know of personally. Okay, folks, if you're not already part of my community, I want to invite you to come on board. And if you'll do that, I'll give you a free gift. That's GIFT gift. I'm going to give you a gift. It's a 1-hour mini course, and it'll tell you about tax lien certificates, and it'll tell you about tax deeds. Now, if you'd like to do that, we'd love to have you be part of it. So what I want you to do is go below to do that. But before you do that, I want to tell you about a couple of mistakes that you don't want to make. And mistake number 1, you don't want to buy any property unless you've seen it. Do not buy a property because you think it's good. All right, you might think, you might pray, and you might hope, but praying and hope are really not good business strategies. So forget that. Make sure you've seen the property or don't buy it. Now, the other rule is similar, and it's exit strategy. If you don't have an exit strategy and know what you're going to sell it for goodness sake, don't buy it because you might bid too high. So don't bid too high, and you do that by knowing what your exit strategy. I'm Ted Thomas.